Hey troops, this is Steve with Lots of Peoples. First of all, I'm sending this email out to just a select handful of people. Really, most of you guys know each other or know of each other. Actually, also, I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. And I put this video together that hopefully maybe I can explain it better what I'm trying to accomplish, or you can just read this newsletter or this email I sent out. I'm sending this out really out of excitement and some sort of even frustration. Over the past year, there have been so many opportunities which have come and gone. I've visited over 200 houses and analyzed thousands. I do track these daily and sometimes instantly. I know a lot of folks think, oh, there's always more properties that come up, and they're correct, but quite frankly, the real good ones are gobbled up within days and really even hours. Lately, I've been a little more proactive, being one of the first on the scene. Unfortunately, a lot of them just keep slipping through the fingers. Some of you guys have been on these wild goose chases, and when we get beat out by a few hours of delay, and it's quite frankly a little heartbreaking when you see some of these opportunities. I mean, some of these prices, they just seem like a misprint. We rush to preview the houses, by the next morning they're gone. I mean, there are good deals, there's great deals, and there's steals. The steals have to be pounced on within hours of hitting the market. What does this take? Simply proof of funds and a contract. I know that sounds pretty simple, but that's really what it takes. Most of these contracts, you just have to show that you have proof of money in an account and get the contract signed off, and you're up and running without even really having to disperse. I know it sounds pretty simple, and I really think roughly $35,000 that we could put maybe in an interest-bearing account is what would be required to get control of the steals in the price range that we like. We probably really average more like in the mid-20s on the contracts that we've put in the past. What is nice is that these contracts, they don't need to be closed, and the funds disperse for several weeks, which allows us to sell the property or even the contract before we even tap the account. I mean, the goal is to get control of these. You can also have the inside track if you would like to keep these for your personal portfolio. And once we get them, once we get the contracts, there's different ways we can sell. We could try to wholesale them out right away to somebody kind of like ourselves that would be willing to pay a little bit more. I know I talk to people across the country, they mark them up $5,000 to $10,000 on the good ones they get and seem to be getting it. The other thing is to sell it retail on more of a flip to a conventional buyer, which in today's market, I mean, could take a lot longer unless you really price it right, which you might as well go for the wholesaler. And then the other thing, you sell it retail on a contract, like a land contract, and what would be attractive to that to maybe another investor who wants to buy with a built-in resident, we could start marketing it that way also. What we want to do is set up an LLC to be able to write the contracts. Then we'll set up an interest-bearing account to deposit roughly $35,000 into that account. Whenever a contract is accepted and sold, basically there'll be a $1,000 fee paid to the LLC. Our conservative goal would really be to turn the contracts within 30 days. So we're looking to get roughly $3,000 to $5,000 from a limited number of folks. Probably really like maybe ideally 5 to 10 of you. Historically, I'm seeing about one really fantastic opportunity every week or two. Once the contract is accepted, you obviously would be notified, and you can see the numbers and check out the video at the Lots of Opportunities site, which soon I'm going to be kind of shutting it down and make it more exclusive. If for some reason you don't like the house, you can have the opportunity to offer your part to anyone else in the group and forfeit your portion if somebody else does want it. And we'd like to also give you like a 30-day call if you need your funds back, sooner. Also, I mean, here are just some examples, some great opportunities, which some huge upside that we've missed over the past year. And I'll kind of go over these real briefly. And I'm not going to go over each one, but you should be able to click on this link and see the property. Let me see here. This first one was on Balfour, and it was like a HUD house. I mean, it was really, I mean, again, this was a heartbreaker. They were only asking 26.7 for it. Auditor had it at 89.5. This was a 4-level split level. You can actually click on the YouTube video and kind of, follow it that way and kind of see kind of what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go over the rest of them, but I'll give you, these I have been in. 1471 Elmore was up on the north end of town, off Carl Road. A real nice ranch, wood floors, hardwood floors. It had been on the market really for a few weeks, and again, by the time we got to it, we just delayed putting an offer in, and something had been accepted the day before. But it had a one-car garage, partially finished basement. Mellow Brook was a real nice house on the east side. I think it's sold for like 32,000. But each one of these you can click on and see the analysis. Woodette's one that just sold last week at auction. They were asking 22,000. Nice ranch. Valley Lane. This was a condo. It's called the Ravine up 161 Cleveland Avenue. Actually, the realtor ended up buying it herself for like 30,000. Carbondale was one that, this is one that broke my heart last week that kind of initiated me making this proposal to you. It was a 4-level split, fireplace, 2-car garage. They had it on the market for 32, sold at the end of the day. 1243 Simpson was one. It was a little bit more expensive, 39, but hardwood floors, real nice 1.5-car garage with like a workbench area. Jane was a rehabber it would have been a little bit rougher, but it was priced at $5,000, and the outside scared everybody off, but it was actually a pretty solid house. Hollow Run was a great one down in southwestern schools. Really, really nice property that, again, sold in a day. And I know, there's stuff that keeps coming up, but I really believe there's a sense of urgency. The tax credit that I don't know if you've been reading up on it, that's available for people that haven't owned a house in 3 years, expires on May 1st. And this is really a good source of retail customers, particularly in the price range that we like. You can actually visit, I built this site, No Banks, No Money Down. You can click on this, and that will take you to a site that kind of explains. We put this together, and there's just a lot of things that people don't know about tax credit. And then obviously the lots of opportunity sites, one that I have that you can go to, and if you could click on that, I spent the weekend cleaning this up and narrowed down like 20 some houses that you can really analyze. I really think if you have any idle cash, and I just really, in my heart of hearts, believe I've never seen anything like I'm seeing now. These are bought cheaper than when they were, back in the late 70s when I started. I think it'd be a great way for everybody to make some money and have some fun. I'm really hoping to get this up and running within the next week, and could let me know what you think, and if you have any interest. And thanks for the consideration. Have a great weekend. Hope to hear from you. You can call me on I got a new Magic Jack number. That's 707-7087, or call me on my cell 551-4095. Thanks.